On today's mishap slash adventure, we're on our way to a place called, what's it called, like Wix?
Mansfield?
No, because it's next to Mansfield. It's like Wix Kakua or something like that. And we're gonna be picking up Andre's next project slash daily. It's gonna be his daily driver for a little bit. I don't know if he's gonna try to flip it. You gonna try to flip it?
I think I'll daily it until I can get another car.
I was gonna tell him because it's, well, let me tell you what it is first. It's a 2004 325 CI manual, 194,000 miles. Doesn't run right now. I'm pretty sure it's because of mass airflow sensor, because he put an aftermarket one in these cars. Every BMW hates an aftermarket mass airflow sensor, so we're gonna go pick it up right now. We need to get gas. We already picked up a battery, and we're gonna try to drive it home because as it goes, you know, it'll drive. It just, if you try to smash on it, it dies. So we're gonna try to drive it like that, and then hopefully we'll be able to actually drive it home and not have to tow it. Yeah. That's gonna suck.
Alright guys, so we're here. We just left with the new car. This is a 325i manual, replaced clutch. The thing was pretty mint. The interior you'll see is really clean. This will be my daily driver, maybe a new build, but for now it's my daily driver to get me to work and back, make me mobile here in Texas. So when we bought the car, they told us that there was a fuel pump problem, and actually right now we're driving all the way home with it running. We put in a new battery, and I'm not sure if my brother's noticing anything while he's driving it, if there's anything wrong, but we're thinking we'll give you the, we're thinking it's the mass airflow sensor and not the fuel pump, which was already replaced once. But the thing that I saw that was the problem with the car when he started driving was we saw some smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe, but that just might have been because it was sitting for so long. We just put in fresh gas, and also my brother mentioned that he thinks the control arms need to be replaced. Now that's something that, you know, we'll find cheap and we'll replace, or we'll just buy brand new ones. Either way, we'll get it done, and let's get this in. Alright guys, so here we are at home. We're under the bay. We got it home, as you can see. A little dirty. It's been sitting for, I think he said 2 years, but they kept up to date on, you know, turning it on, letting it run, not letting it just sit. So I'll give you a tour around the car. This is it. We got our black interior, manual, 5-speed. Leather seats are pretty nice. Our door panels are peeling on the sides, both the driver's side and the passenger side are peeling in the same spot. The armrest is a little broken, as you can tell. Everything else seems to function pretty well. The car must have been well taken care of. The clutch was replaced. We've got the steering wheel. Not really a big fan of these kind of radios, but I mean, it came with the car, so I guess I'll be using Bluetooth. We got the silver trim. I don't know if you would call this aluminum trim, but I think it is. The rear seats do not have the aluminum trim, and then we have the upholstery peeling. So that's another project for another video. I'll probably get that done, and then I gotta find the trims for this car. But like I said, we got some exterior trim missing. The leather seats are pretty good. Oh my god, what the? Alright, so update on that. I guess these came apart on the back of this chair. I'll have to fix that later. You know, set it right there for now. Oh my gosh. Alright, so trim missing. Now I'm gonna have a video of a whole buff and clean on this car, how to restore this paint. Now this has a little bit of like a clear coat chip. Oh no, this is touch up. You guys see that? It's not a, it's a scratch that got touched up. Kind of a small bubbly look. So that's a touched up scratch right there. But the whole car is tinted, all the windows. The tint seems to be going out in certain spots, but I mean, I got this car for $1,500. It seems to keep dying out for some reason. Mass airflow sensor seems to be the problem, but we're not sure. They also said it was a fuel pump, but we'll get into that later. But I'm gonna go in, clean the throttle body, try to switch out the mass airflow sensor. I don't know if I can get one today. All right, guys, so we gotta check engine light. The shift boot's a little messed up. The shift knob is a little messed up. There we have our stereo system. Here's a $300 BMW in all its glory. Alright guys, so here we are with the E46. I'm here to show you guys how messed up my old paint was and how it could actually look. Do you see that mirror finish? You see no orange peel? I'm going to show you how to get this done, how to make it look this beautiful, how to get this 50-50 swap. You can see all this hazing. It's almost like dead skin cells, but on the clear coat. And this hazing happens because, you know, over time your sun starts to beat down on this coating, and you have to go over it and you almost have to, you know, peel it all off, clean it. So what you end up doing when you're buffing, and buffing only, is it comes through and actually resurfaces your paint and makes it nice and smooth again. So as if you were here and you put your hand across this paint, you would feel almost like a worker's man's hands, you know, a mechanic's hands. Then you come over here and you lay your hand across this, oh, and it's like your girlfriend's hands. So if you want this and you think this is your baby, this is what you're going to want to do. And this all comes with a 3-step process on your buffer or your orbital. But I come through and I use rotary. Now, I wouldn't recommend rotary to somebody that's not very experienced, but rotary, you can compare it to driving a manual and driving an automatic. Automatic's pretty nice, but I mean, is it getting you the nice takeoff that you really want? No. So in this case, is it really cleaning up your paint as much as you wish it would? You can get the same results on an orbital, but you need more experience. But at the same time, it's not worth ruining your paint for, you know, using a rotary. So if I were you, I would get an orbital, a DA. I wouldn't recommend a Harbor Freight, but if the Harbor Freight's all you can get, I would just grab the Harbor Freight. I mean, you gotta learn and start somewhere. All right, guys, so I just want to show you for now. My pads are a little dirty just because I just got back from work, and I work at a body shop, so these have been used a lot, but I want to just show you guys what I'm using. What I started off with, excuse me. This is the Soft Buff by Meguiar's 7-inch Soft Buff pad. This is a wool pad. This is also a foam pad. This is the burgundy one. It's a high cut. Then this is your less cut. If you think about it, in aggressiveness, from this side to this side is very aggressive to less aggressive. Now, you can't always be thinking about it like that, because there's different scenarios when you need to use your pads in different ways, but this is technically what you would consider very high cutting to lower cutting. This is my Meguiar's Soft Buff WRFF7 rotary foam pad. This is my finishing pad, which I wax with. I never cross-contaminate my compounds with these, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm using. Here we have a 50-50 split for you guys. I had tape down the middle when I wet sanded this, but to get that orange peel free result and clear mirror glaze, you want to go through and you want to wet sand. Now, I wouldn't recommend wet sanding to everybody just because of the weight between making a mistake and ruining your paint and the really good result that you get. Right here, this is a 1500 grit to 3000 grit sanding. Actually, this is a 2000 grit to a 2000 to 3000 grit. So what that means is I come through with a 1500, then I went down up to a 2000 grit and I wet sanded this side. But then on this side, I went to the 1500, 2000, and then 3000 grit. Now, if you look at the reflection, there is a little bit of a more reflection in this, just because it's a finer grain. But in the end, what that gives you going up to 3000 grit is it gets you the easier buff out time and a better result in the end. So I'm gonna show you how to wet sand. I'm gonna take out this real quick, and then I'm gonna show you not how to wet sand, but how I'm going to buff this out. This is also my yellow pad. It's also considered a cutting pad also. So I'm using my cutting compound on this pad. This is where I work down my abrasion from I work down the holograms that the wool pad creates. So I think about it like going from a 1500 grit to a 2000 grit in that scenario. Now, it's not really like that. It's more like, you know, 30,000 to something else, you know. But this is my also a cutting pad, and then from here we wipe down and we move on to the finishing pad. So right here I have my cutting compound inside of this bottle. Now I use a Diamond Cut 2.0. It helps me get this nice result. I also use a Body Shop compound that I don't remember the name of, but I will be using my Fast Line on my Dewalt Rotary. Now you guys could be using orbitals, but from what I understand, my experience in this profession is that the rotary cuts a lot more. It's pretty well known that a rotary cuts a lot more, but it's also more dangerous on your paint. So I would recommend buying an orbital, but also learning how to drive a manual instead of driving an automatic. So here we go. We're gonna start cutting and try to get this nice mirror result. Guys, this is the RUPES. I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna polish this paint. Now right here I have a carnauba wax, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but my carnauba wax mixed in with a polish, and then I have my finishing wax. Now I come back and forth on which one I want to use. Right now I'm gonna just use the carnauba wax just for the tutorial, just because it has a nice gleaming color and it is the top of a vehicle, so I want to get this one sealed. Alright, if you guys don't know, carnauba wax sealant, and then also the polish. I mix them both together just so I can get a quick result with what I need. It's cost efficient and it works. Fresh microfiber to wipe it down. Another very important thing when you want this nice finish is you want to have nice clean microfibers. You don't ever want to be cleaning your paint with a dirty microfiber, just because it's pretty obvious you'll put micro abrasions in it. Alright, this is just your first step, your buffing stage. If you were to just leave it like this, you would get holograms. In the sunlight, it would look like you came from outer space. It'd be like you invaded Area 51. I don't know what it is, but you'd get something very, very ugly. Tell that there is some contamination and some bad paint job marks all across this car. Now these are rock chips or either acid burns that went through the clear coat. Now there are things that I can do to fix that, but in this video I'm not going to address that. Now if you compare this nice beautiful color that you would get on a BMW, you can start to see the nice sparkle in the background, all the flakes of black in the black, so it gives you a nice result. Wave check, wave check, wave check. But in the end result, when you want to go and wet sand your car, what you really want is, you see that sky right there? You see how there's no texture to it? There's no orange peel in that texture, and that's the result you get. Almost like a mirror-like result. So that's a great result for me. I'm satisfied with that. And now let's move on to the rest of the car. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna show you how to wet sand with the RUPES. All right, so here's my 50/50. Let's peel this thing up. All right, there's a 50/50 split. Now we're gonna go in here and we're gonna wet sand this baby up. All right, let's get to it. Alright, so here's our 15,000. Sand it down. Just go through and I wipe it down. And then get ready for going in with my 2,000 grit. Alright guys, so this is the end result. You get your nice gleaming color. I still got to go through and wash this thing because, you know, there is some residue still left on the car. I will wash it tomorrow and you guys will see that, but this is the end result. And I'm pretty happy with it. It can make your old worn down paint look brand new. Look how glossy it is, how black it is. Now I'm still going to get a new front bumper, or I just might sell the car like this because honestly, I'm really missing the E90. So E46, it was cool while it lasted, you know, the 2 weeks that I had you, but I kind of want to get rid of you already. So that's that, and we'll probably be picking up an E90 soon. I just got to clean this thing up, fix all the speakers, fix all the check engine lights, and we'll see how we can sell it.